today on Divorce Court.
I'm here today because my husband is a cheater and a pathological liar.
I have cheated in my past, but that's in my past.
I kicked him out of the house because of all the lying, all the cheating.
I could spend the rest of my life with her if she can change, if we both can change.
I see myself spending the rest of my life with Joseph if he changes, but I don't think that that's gonna happen.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with LaQuaya Coleman and Joseph Wyatt. The two of you have been together for 14 years, married for 7 years, but you are in deep trouble, so you have come to see me. Ms. Coleman, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here today?
Okay, my husband is a cheater and a pathological liar.
Okay.
One day, he had went to the club and he ordered food for us after we got back from the bar. He asked me to go get the food, and I went and picked it up, and when I got back, he wasn't home. He left, wasn't answering the phone or text messages, and was gone for 3 days.
Mr. Wyatt, do you remember that incident?
No, I don't.
Is it out of the realm of possibility?
Yes.
You would never do anything like that?
Not 3 days, Ron.
Not 3 days?
Well,
What
maybe
would be
it
the
was
longest
2.
you would stay away?
Probably a day.
A day. Ms. Coleman?
That's not true.
Yeah, I understand what you're telling me. Tell me something else. What else is going on?
One day, again, he had went out to the club and didn't come home for a couple days. I asked him where he was at. He told me that he was chased by the police, and he bypassed our house and ran to his friend's house. And so he was there for 2 days.
Was the police chasing you?
Yes.
Why were they chasing you?
I had a warrant for driving without license. They saw me. I took off
Driving?
running. No, I was walking. Tried to stop me. I took off running.
Did they catch you?
No.
Did you take care of the warrant?
Yes, Your Honor. I took care
That's
of
a
it.
lot of wasted time and energy, don't you think? I never understood that. I said, come to court, handle your business, and we leave you alone.
Yeah, I was dumb. This is all when I was a little bit younger. Wasn't thinking too much.
Ms. Coleman, you've been with this guy 14 years. So far, he ain't looking too good. Was there any point in time at which you said, this guy may not be a keeper?
Yes, but I mean, I love him. So.
Tell me something else.
Okay, well, I had a miscarriage. I had went to the hospital. They told me that I was miscarrying, so, I would have to go. They told me to go back home and just, I know what to expect. So this particular day, he left again, was going out drinking or whatever he was doing. So it was starting to happen, and so I called him and asked him to come home. I was home alone. And he told me, I'm not a doctor. I can't stop it. I'm out drinking. Basically, handle it.
Wow. Tell me something else happened.
Your Honor, half of these things that she's telling you, you're just hearing half of the story.
Well,
All right,
I'm
about to tell
coming to you to hear the other half.
The last story that she just told you, I don't even recall that. I would
Do
never
you think
do
she
anything.
made it up?
Yeah. She had to make it up. For one, she likes to call and, like, if I leave, she's so jealous and insecure, she'll just make up something to get me back home. For example, the house is on fire. The house on fire? I just left like 5 minutes ago. How's the house on fire? I get all the way back, she put it out. How did you put a house fire out that quick? Things like that.
Gotcha.
So it's like she plays games with me. And then on top of this staying out, she's saying I stay out all night, I go and do this, I do that. I don't just do it for no reason. I might see something in her phone, and it makes me just want to go out and drink. Like,
What kind of things do you see in her phone that make you run out to have a drink?
for one, I had a friend. We grew up our whole life in church. I went a separate way. We still was cordial, cool. But then I started seeing him talking to my wife, and he's doing things for my stepson and taking him out of town. I'm wondering, ain't no man just gonna be doing all this for nothing. So I started investigating. I look in the phone, I see, okay, Well, why would you need to sneak down to your room at work? You work for a hotel, you need to sneak down to his room to see him before he leave out of town? That didn't add up with me. And then when I ask her about it, it's always, well, what did you do? You did this in the past.
Okay. Was there a suspect relationship?
No.
What's he talking about?
Yes, I did tell him, you know, yeah, on my break, maybe I could sneak down there and see you for a second before you go back out of town. But if my mom was staying at the hotel, I would tell her the same thing. Maybe I can sneak and see you because I'm not supposed to enter.
Not supposed to be doing that if you're at your job.
Exactly. So that's what he's saying.
But I don't get why he couldn't have just came up to the front desk and saw her. It's a public place.
Because
why can't you see anybody? You can just say hello to anybody anywhere. This is what I mean about the sneakiness. She never gets caught, but she always assumes, and once she assumes, it's true. A woman's intuition. If she thinks something, it's true. For example, we was in Walmart one time.
Right.
Just had a message came on my phone from Facebook. It's my cousin's wife. She just saw the picture of a female and went ballistic. I mean, everybody in Walmart heard, they looking like we on TV. They watching her. She's cussing, yelling, dropped all the groceries, storms out of the store. She can't do nothing now because I didn't talk to this girl.
Ms. Coleman, is that accurate? You saw a picture of a woman pop up with a message and you lost your mind?
That may have very well been true, but I don't recall that.
But it does sound like something that may have happened.
Yes, it sounds like something that may have happened. I mean, he lies so much, you know, I don't know when to believe him.
Okay, so Ms. Coleman, here's what I'm gonna ask you to do next. What I'm gonna ask you to do is tell me the one circumstance that you caught him cheating, or as close as you can to catching him red-handed. That's what I want you to tell me next.
I took the phone and, you know, I asked her, like, you know, are you sleeping with my husband? She told me yes, she was sleeping with my husband, that he gives her money, that he pays people gas money to pick her up and bring her to wherever he is, that when he doesn't come home at night, he's with her.
So, Ms. Coleman, you're going to tell me the most dramatic instance of you catching him cheating.
Okay, well, it was a number in the phone, and I didn't recognize it, so I called the number back. I actually had my son say hello when the other person picked up. And it was the girl who I thought he was, you know, cheating with. And I took the phone and, you know, I asked her, like, you know, are you sleeping with my husband? She told me yes, she was sleeping with my husband, that he gives her money, that he pays people gas money to pick her up and bring her to wherever he is, that when he doesn't come home at night, he's with her. Yeah.
Mr. Wyatt, your response?
My response to that is, I did messed up in the past. Half of the things that lady told her wasn't true, though. You know, she was just doing that to try to make her probably upset. But I did mess up and admitted to that and changed from that. But since I changed from that, she's starting doing everything now.
Tell me the best evidence you have that she's been cheating on you.
Oh, I got evidence. For one, she has a stepson. I have a stepson, her son. She thought that who father she thought it wasn't his. They shouldn't have any ties. It's not your baby
not
father.
Your child, right.
It's not his child. Okay, well, first place he comes over our house. First thing she do is making him plates. Making him plates. He coming over just kicking it, chilling. I see so I started investigating. I see in her phone, she's telling the same person, I've been wanting you. I don't know why. Joe's still here. I've told him I want you and want to be with you.
Just clearly.
Clear as day. Clear as day. They're saying
that something's going on. Ms. Coleman, did all that occur?
He did see those text messages in my phone, but that was after he did what he did. I mean, me and this guy, we haven't messed around. My brother just recently died. He was around, you know, to make things a little easier for not just me, but for my entire family. So, I mean, nothing is going on with me and this guy. We're not even together right now.
I got it. Yeah, I know. You guys are separated. I want to talk about, Mr. White, you say she's insecure for no reason. And I want you to tell me some of the things that she does that are problematic because she's so insecure.
My sister pulls up, get in the car. You ain't getting in no car. How you gonna tell me I can't get in the car? Because I got this crowbar. So she holding the crowbar, and I'm like, what? So I take off running. Tell my sister, drive
Meet me down the
off.
block.
Meet me down the block.
Ms. Coleman, did that occur? Mr. White, you not only say that she's insecure, but that she's also has a huge anger problem as a function of that insecurity. Please tell me about that.
Okay, insecurity, for one, she helped me with my dreads. I had hair, my hair used to be so long, it was probably down past my knees, thanks to her. She's blessed with her hands when it comes to doing hair. So when we go in our city, you know, we'll go out, go anywhere we go, it seems like somebody will say something about my hair. When they say something about my hair, it's like, you know, you look at your peripheral vision at the corner of your eye, I see my wife just, it could be a man, it could be a woman. Anybody come up and say a compliment, here come the jealousy. Like, as soon as we walk off, what you think you are, Lil Wayne? You ain't nobody. Why would you say that? I didn't even do nothing. They just touched my hair.
Right.
You think you something.
Right.
I'm like, well, what is all this coming from? You know, so I cut my hair off. Tired of hearing that, I just cut it off. Now I'm trying to grow it back. That's what happened to my hair. The anger.
Give me the most outrageous circumstance you can recall.
One day, we got in an argument. I walked off. I walked to my cousin's house, called my sister, come pick me up. I gotta get away. My sister, before she coming to pick me up, she walks down there chasing me, trying to argue with me. So I'm like, please hurry up and come get me. While she walking up, my sister pull up to come pick me up. She sees her. She think I'm calling my sister to beat her up or fight her or something like that, but my sister is actually scared of her. So my sister pulls up, get in the car. You ain't getting in no car. How you gonna tell me I can't get in the car? Because I got this crowbar. So she holding the crowbar, and I'm like, what? So I take off running. Tell my sister, drive
Meet me down
off.
the block.
Meet me down the block. So I'm faster than her, so I take off running. She trying to run with me. I run, open the door. So my sister opened the door, I jump in, go. When I said go, she reached back, launched the crowbar, went through the back window. My sister, I'm telling her, go back.
Ms. Coleman, did that occur? Yeah, it had to have, yeah, because he couldn't have made that one up. What were you so mad about?
He was probably out cheating.
Probably.
I mean, that was really long ago, like in my younger days. Since then, I'm not like that anymore.
You stopped throwing crowbars
Yes.
at people and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
He also has anger problems too.
Will you give me your best example of his worst episode?
Well, one day, he asked to use my car, and I told him no. So my car was unlocked. He went outside, reached in my car, pulled up the hood, tore all the spark plugs from under the hood. Then there was a speaker in my car. He took the speaker, lunged it at the car, put a big hole in it, then kicked it, and it has 2 dents in the door.
Yeah. You were younger then? Is that
No,
this
was
that
recently.
the explanation? Recently, I mean, within the last year?
Yes.
Did you do all that, Mr. Wyatt?
Yes.
And you did that because?
We went half on a car, and I come around and the car is gone. Even if I wrecked it, you can't sell it. It's half of ours. If we went half on it, you have no right to sell something that we went half on to benefit you. So I was upset about that.
Yeah. So just to ensure that you lost all your money that you put in the car, you tore it up.
Okay, he said we went half on a car. That wasn't the car that he dented and tore up. That was the car prior to that.
You sold it.
Which, yeah, I sold the car because he got in an accident and, like, totaled the car.
Gotcha.
So that was his half right there.
So, right, yeah, so he tore up his own stuff.
He tore up his own half.
Stuff. Sending a message, but the message just says, I'm stupid. Yeah, I got it. You guys are not together now, correct?
Correct.
You are currently separated.
Correct.
And are divorcing.
In the process.
In the process. Let me talk to you. Sometimes when I get to this part in a proceeding, I either try to make sure you really want to go, and if you don't really want to go, because a lot of times I think the woman's going to stay, she's just mad for the day, going to go home, take him back, and so I hope that's not the case. Sometimes I think you guys are looking for help to stay together. I hope that's not the case. Sometimes what I do is give you some knowledge that I hope that you can take with you into your next relationship. I don't even think that's going to do any good. I'm not going to get mad, but I'm going to say what I got to say. I think you guys are conducting business in a disassembled community. You're in a society where you don't have much money. Every argument ends with get out. Every confrontation ends with something getting thrown, something getting destroyed. And I can't get mad at you that because I know it is a function of part of where you're from. Having said that, I will say this. You can live down to where you're from, or you can live up to a better day. And it is my hope that you would try to live up to a better day. I know that you were young when a lot of this happened, but you destroyed that car this year. Holy moly, you don't have that kind of money. I mean, you paying the stupid tax. The stupid tax is I have an emotion. I cannot afford another car. I can tear my car up, buy another one cash tomorrow. I wouldn't do it, but I could. You ain't got that kind of money. You just without a car. And you're doing it because you're working on behalf of emotions with no thought behind it. I know that these days we aren't behaving very well. From Twitter, from the very top to the very bottom, everybody is arguing, everybody's ugly, everybody's calling everybody's name. Everybody, all of us adults are conducting business in a manner that would get my kids grounded. And everybody thinks it's okay. Not only do we all think it's okay, we say we can go one worse. Yeah, he went this low, let me go this much lower. I mean, from the very top to the very bottom. It's exhausting, it's ignorant, it will decimate us as a people. There will be no conversation, there will be no discernment, there will be no effort because everybody's just being ugly on the regular. And there's no example that we can follow that's better than that. I hope you can rise above the circumstances of your community. I hope you can rise above the circumstances of social media. But rise up at some point. And at every opportunity, you need to make a conscious decision to be better people. This matter is adjourned.
I am willing to work on my marriage as long as he's willing to change. He needs to grow up. He needs to get a job. He needs to stop smoking weed all the time. And he needs to take care of his son financially. And then maybe I consider working on it.
We're going to work it out. We're going to be better. We're going to try our hardest to get back together and do what we need to do to be together.
Today on Divorce Court.
I'm here because I think Chris is cheating on me.
I've never cheated on her and I haven't cheated on her. Misty really needs to show me more respect.
He's a lousy provider. I support everything.
She is the only one currently working.
Chris has got to step up and be a man, get a job, and act like he wants his family.
I can see myself spending the rest of my life with Misty.
I want the judge to tell Chris that if he doesn't step up, I'm gone. I'm out of here.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Misty Manning and Christopher Curtis. The two of you have been together for 2 years. You are here on before your vows. You love each other, you want to be with each other, but you're not quite sure whether or not you should get married. So you've come before me, you've taken my compatibility test and given me your license with permission to tear it up should I find the union ill-advised. Ms. Manning, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me why you love him, but why you're not so sure you should marry him?
Your Honor, I'm here today because I think my boyfriend Chris is cheating on me. When I was in the hospital with pneumonia, he texted his ex-girlfriend asking her to come and see him. When she asked him, well, what about Misty? He said, well, she don't know, won't hurt. He texted another one of his exes asking her, telling her he still had feelings for her, wanting to know if she still had feelings for him. Could they get back together? There was a time where there was a lady that texted the phone or called the phone, and we were in bed, he was in the bathroom, and I answered it. Well, when I answered it, she said, oh, really? And I said, can I ask who this is? She said, why don't you ask Chris who I am? Hung up. So when he came out of the bathroom, I asked him. He says he don't know who it was, he's never seen that number before, but I've recognized that number several times on his phone.
Mr. Curtis, that was a whole lot in one fell swoop. Do you have a response to any of that?
Your Honor, I never cheated on her, and when the lady called my phone, Misty pretended to be, or text my phone, I should say, Misty pretended to be me just to gain information from her. In regards to me texting an ex, yes, I did text an ex, and I did ask her to come to the hospital, but at that point in time, I didn't know if Misty was going to live or die, and it wasn't for me to cheat on her. I was needing somebody to confide in.
You mean to tell me you got your woman in the hospital, you don't know if she's gonna live or die, and you turn to an ex-girlfriend for support?
Yes,
this
Your
is
Honor.
what you're telling me.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much sense does that make?
At the point in time, it made a lot of sense, but now it doesn't make any.
There's growth right there. Mr. Curtis, what is your primary concern with respect to this relationship?
My primary concern in this relationship is that I'm tired of her accusing me of cheating on her and her not respecting me.
Well, that was short and sweet. Ms. Manning, can you tell me any other reasons why you believe that he's cheating on you?
Your Honor, he's always telling lies. He is a pathological liar. He lies about everything. One time he said he was going to go and apply for a job. He lied. He didn't go and apply for a job. He went and donated plasma. And when he had an interview, he told the interview people that I was in the hospital having a miscarriage. I was never pregnant.
Did you do that, Mr. Curtis?
I did
That's
go.
a yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, are you unemployed now?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you been unemployed?
3 months.
Okay. Did you tell her you were going to get a job and had a job interview when you didn't?
No, I did go apply for the job and I did have an interview. I just didn't make the interview.
And you didn't make the interview because?
I was donating plasma, and the time that...
You just didn't want to get the job, right? Because there's no time frame in which you have to donate plasma. If you got a job interview, you go. You
You're
don't.
right.
It's not like the plasma people, the blood people tackled you on the way to the interview and dragged you in and tapped your vein. You made a decision not to go to the interview and to give plasma instead, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. We're getting growth over here. Mr. Curtis, do you respect her?
Yes, I respect her.
Uh-huh. How come so many lies and so many, I'm going to get a job but don't get a job? Got an ex coming to the hospital while she's there. Why so disrespectful?
Because I guess I'm taking out what happened to me in my past relationship out on her.
What happened in your past relationship?
Past relationships, I've been cheated on. I've done everything else for the person that I was with and didn't get any recognition for it. So therefore, being with Misty, I take that out on her.
You take advantage of her before she can take advantage of you.
I guess in a way, yes, Your Honor.
I got that.
Your Honor, one time he had stated that he went and applied for food stamps to try to financially help because he don't want to work. And I'm the one that brings in all the money. I pay all the bills. So I told him at least apply for food stamps. He lied and said, well, I don't know how to apply. And so I tried to help him. Well, he lied about applying for food stamps. He lied about going and getting a job because I've applied for the jobs online for him. And I couldn't even get him to call and schedule an interview or check on the job after I applied for him.
Is all that true?
Yes.
Your Honor, he's okay with being a carny, a carnival worker, and I'm not okay with being a carny's wife. I'm not going to. That's the only job that this man wants to do.
If there's a carnival in town, you'll work it? Is that what
No, basically
how it works?
No, basically what it is I've worked for carnivals for 10 years. It's not something that I can just up and quit one day, and not ever go back to it. She wants me to make money, but she wants me to do it her way. So therefore, I've never worked a 9-to-5 job in my life, never. I've worked carnivals for the last 10 and a half years.
Do you have to travel with them?
Yes.
From city to city?
Yeah.
And she doesn't want you to do that because she wants you home.
Exactly, but if she wants me to make money, I don't see a problem with it. As long as I'm sending her money at least every day or every week or whatever, I don't see...
When he does work carnivals, does he send you money?
No, Your Honor, he does not.
That's a lie.
And he is also lying because he said he's never worked a 9-to-5 job. When I got with this man, he was working at the Salvation Army in Tulsa, where I was stranded at for a couple weeks. So if he's never worked a 9-to-5 job, how did he work that job? If I would have known then that he was going to be like this, I would have never took him back home with me.
You took him back home with you?
I took him back
from
home with me
yeah?
from Oklahoma.
How long did you know him before you took him back home with you?
Not long, Your Honor.
Give me a ballpark.
Your Honor, probably 3 weeks.
Small ballpark, huh?
Yes.
Oh my God! Didn't anybody, when you brought him home, say, "Hey, do
Yes,
you really
Your
know
Honor.
this dude?"
Yes. My parent did. My father did. He didn't like the idea of me bringing him home anyway, but I thought I was in love, and he couldn't tell me nothing better at the time.
What was on your mind when you left the state with a woman after knowing her 3 weeks?
Honestly, Your Honor, I don't know. I fell in love with her. That's all I can really say.
Well, if this is what love looks like, I'd rather be alone.
Your Honor, this man has a very bad anger problem. When we get in arguments or fights, he is quick to call me a bitch, quick to call me fat and put me down, quick to tell me he doesn't love me no more.
Mr. Curtis? So, Ms. Manning, you say he's verbally abusive. Why don't you tell me about that?
Your Honor, this man has a very bad anger problem. When we get in arguments or fights, he is quick to call me a bitch, quick to call me fat and put me down, quick to tell me he doesn't love me no more.
Has he been like that throughout the relationship, or has this developed over time?
Just started.
Just started how long ago?
Probably 6 months.
Do you know why? Do you know what's changed?
Your Honor, I don't. I know that, like, when I put him out, I'll tell him to go. He's got to get out of my apartment. He'll get so mad, he'll punch holes in my walls. There was a couple nights about a week ago where he knocked my coffee table over. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. The police officers got called. They 86'd him out of there. He ended up leaving. I took him back. We were at my dad's. When we first came to Arkansas, we were at my dad's, and this man ended up getting in an argument with me, calling me fat, telling me I was worthless, putting holes in my dad's walls. So he had to step in, kicked him off the property, told him to leave.
Mr. Curtis, are you shrinking at all over there? You starting to feel smaller and smaller?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
I'm glad, because that means that you're conscious. Now, Mr. Curtis, do you admit to being verbally abusive? And if so, how did that develop as a lifestyle for you?
Yes, I do admit to being verbally abusive, but when she starts yelling, I get irate. So therefore, I lose my temper very quickly. And yes, I have called her names, I admit that, and I regret that. And no sooner than I say it do I apologize to her for it. I mean, when we fight, we do fight. I've never laid hands on her, but I have broken our stuff and I have put holes in our wall, I'll admit that.
And since you don't work, you don't have the money to replace them, so that puts the burden on her to replace those items you broke, correct?
You're right, it does. And that doesn't give me right to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have fixed everything that I've put a hole in.
Do you know why she's always yelling at you?
Because I don't do nothing.
There you go. Does it ever occur to you that the appropriate response to her being mad at you about that kind of stuff is to, like, man up as opposed to holler at her?
Yes, it is.
However, you rejected that notion because...
Honestly, I really don't have an answer for that, Your Honor.
This is a before your vows. I have to remind myself of that. Do you want to marry her?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. I love her to death.
How is it that you love her so much but can do nothing for her but hurt her?
Honestly, Your Honor, I don't know. I don't try to hurt her. And that's never been my intention at all.
But you manage it quite a bit. And I want you to try to connect the dots for me. You really, really love her, but this is how you treat her. How does that happen? Ms. Manning, at some point I got to turn to you. This is a before your vows. You've told me he's verbally abusive, that he doesn't work, that he tears up your stuff, that you think he's cheating, brings over the ex when you're at the hospital, all of these things, yet you want to marry him. So I want you to take a hot second there and put your best words together so you can explain to me why it is you want to connect yourself in perpetuity to pain. He is a net negative in your life. He's emotionally harmful. He's tearing down who you are. He's tearing up your house. He's not contributing economically. He lies to you and he cheats on you. What would cause you to throw him out and keep going? So, Ms. Manning, I went through all of his behaviors as you recited them to me and asked you, why are you here on the Before Your Vows? Because it seems to me that you want to attach yourself to pain. Tell me what I'm missing or where I'm wrong.
Your Honor, I love this man, and I want him to get it together and be a man and respect me. But if he doesn't, I'm not going to stay with him.
You have so far. You keep telling me you've thrown him out, you bring him back. What would cause you to throw him out and keep going?
You know, Your Honor, I think it's just I can't let go of him for some reason. I love this man, and I see the change in him, but he's just not willing to do it.
Mr. Curtis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you willing to change in order to become a man worthy of having her as his wife?
Yes, Your Honor, I am willing to change.
What are you gonna do?
First off, I need to get a job. That's the biggest one. I need to help more around the house. And
You don't
basically-
do that either?
I do clean the house, but I don't clean it like she wants me to clean it, you know. But I do cook her dinner. I make sure she has dinner ready when she gets off of work.
Every day?
Not every day, at least 3 to 4 times out of the week.
No, you're lying.
Does she go to work every day?
Yes, ma'am.
But you don't feed her every day.
It's not that I don't feed her every day. I don't slave over a hot stove every day, no. But at least 3 or 4 times out of the week, I do.
And if the tables were turning, you were working all day, you'd expect your woman to have a meal for you every day. Not 3 or 4 days, but every day.
Honestly, no, Your Honor. I wouldn't expect her to cook every day for me.
Oh, that doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. Ms. Manning, I'm going to give you an opportunity to give me a 30-second professional, because right now, you know, all I'm wanting to do is buy you a bus ticket and send you somewhere. So I want you to say something to me that would say, this is a union I'd be worth fighting for. Ready, set, go.
I don't even know, Your Honor. I don't feel like I should be fighting for it. I really don't, because I don't see him changing. I don't see anything, working out with us. He don't want to work. We don't have no communication. When I ask him answers, he won't even tell me. He'll just say, I don't know, or the famous cop-out that he always does about the not you, it's me. Mm-hmm. I don't really see anything coming about it, Your Honor. I don't, and I've tried. I've cried to him, I've begged him, and I've talked to him like a woman, and he still refuses today to do anything.
Mr. Curtis, you have 30 seconds to convince her that she shouldn't bounce you, as I'm going to recommend.
I mean, like she said, we don't have any communication, and she's right, we don't. And when she does ask me questions, I can't give her an answer, but I do love her and I do care about her, and I'll do anything and everything it takes to keep her.
That's it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Got it. Now I'm gonna talk to you. Well, I'm gonna talk to you too. You may not have any fun, but I will. I fully anticipate that you're gonna leave here and be with him. He's done nothing for you. He is a net negative in your life. He's emotionally harmful. He's physically harmful, just tearing up your stuff. He doesn't put hands on you, but he's tearing down who you are. He's tearing up your house. He's not contributing economically. He lies to you and he cheats on you. I don't know what's going to make you go. And he does it because he can. That's it. And he does it because he can. The side of you, whatever love he professes to have for you, does not stop him. It doesn't say, hold up. It doesn't make him, dag, she's working that hard. Let me at least make her a meal. It doesn't do anything. He does as much as he can, when he can, how he can, whatever he can, because he knows you'll take it. I hope you know you're better than that. I hope you believe that you can step on and step forward, either with or without him, whether you have a man, don't matter. It's better than being beat over the head with what you're not and how not good you are, and he's cheating on you, he could bring home some disease. I mean, you don't know what he's doing. He lies to you. You know, if somebody verbally abuses you long enough, you become that little piece of nothing that they tell you that you are. Bit by bit, day by day, they make you smaller and smaller and less, and one day you'll look up and can't get out because you're so small, because he's convinced you of that. I don't know what's wrong with you, Mr. Curtis, but let me tell you what. You are going to get in life the whole lot of nothing that you give her. You got nothing to recommend you. You have no kindness. You have no love. You have no conscience. And you just, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. You don't even believe that you're not a bad guy. You're just a nothing guy that gives her nothing, expects everything, and don't want to do anything about it. I hope I'm wrong about you. I hope you're not this black hole of negativity that I see. But that's what you are. And I don't know how you can look in the mirror every day, say you love a woman, and live off a woman, and tear a woman down, and still feel like a man in the morning. Can't see it. Don't know how it happens. Don't know how you live with yourself. I couldn't treat somebody who I didn't love with that amount of disregard. Have somebody I didn't love, but he's taking care of me and paying my bills, and I'm gonna talk nasty about him. Please. What does that say about you? Ms. Manning, step on, step forward, move past this. This is an ugly you do not have to bear. And I don't want you to believe that you're better off just because you have a dude. See this little marriage license? See, if I had a lighter, we would take it out in flames and we dance around it in a bonfire about freedom for you, but you have the right to feel good about yourself. Don't hook up with a guy that doesn't make you feel good. You with me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Step on, step forward. This matter is adjourned.
Misty, I'm sorry for everything that's happened in our relationship, and I don't want it to end like this. That's never how I wanted it to end, and I do love and care about you, and I do want to work this out.
I did everything for Chris, but he threw it away. Like, he didn't appreciate it. And like the judge said, he thought I was gonna stay, and I'm not.
Today on Divorce Court.
Ariel's real sneaky because she likes to hide things. She want to keep stuff to herself.
Every time Robert brings up my past, we just argue and argue and argue.
She likes to keep her phone to herself, keep a passcode on it. For me, we're in a relationship, so I feel as though we should be open and honest about everything.
I love my husband. The only issue is now I have to hide my new phone from him because he keeps going through my stuff.
I'm hoping that we can use divorce court to help us get back on track, but if not, I'm willing to let it go.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Ariel Horton and Robert Garant. The two of you have been together for 9 years, married for 1, but are calling it a day. Ms. Horton, you want to be reimbursed for a certain amount of money, and I will talk about that momentarily, but Mrs. Horton, I'm going to start with you. Why are you getting a divorce now after only a year?
Well, Your Honor, I would like a divorce because Robert, he doesn't understand. We had an issue where he is like, he's jealous, he's overbearing. He went through an old phone and he is accusing me of all types of stuff. He's accusing me of like things from my past. He just like won't let it go.
Well, how long ago did he find this old phone?
About a year ago.
A year ago. What was in the phone?
Some racy pictures that I had taken, text messages, like some old contacts, things from before we got married.
How racy is
Everything
racy?
she lied to me about, basically.
How racy is racy?
Bra panties.
Bra
That was
panties.
productive
That was it.
poses.
Yes,
Mr.
productive
Garant,
poses.
what do you say?
Well, everything, like she had me thinking she was a good girl. Like
That's
all
not
she do
true.
is go to church and she don't go hang out. She don't do nothing. But when I seen everything in the phone, it was a totally different story. She was taking trips, she was taking pictures, sending them, having conversations and everything.
But you were together for 9 years.
Off and on.
Off and on for 9 years.
And as she likes to say, that was only during the off periods.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Was there any indication that anything that she did that was on that phone, she did it while she was with you?
Basically, I never knew when we were together and when we weren't together.
How so?
So,
How?
yeah.
Tell
Because
me
that's
how.
the type, like.
Please tell me how you didn't never know when we were or when we weren't. Each and every time that we weren't together, I told you we're not together. We can be friends, but we are not in a relationship. Each and every time I explained this to him.
When you do relationship things,
Each and every time.
Hang on. So is the issue is that you think she did it while you were with her? Is that or the fact that she did it at all?
The fact that she did it at all. Like I can forgive anything she did before we met. But everything up until now, we were building to get to this point.
Yeah,
and everything she did affects and changes things.
The part that he forgets to tell people about him being upset about the stuff that he found in the phone, about the guys and the pictures, is that he also was dating people during this point when we were not together. And he also withheld that same information from me until I found it in his phone.
No.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Garant.
Yes, ma'am.
When you weren't together, did you date other people?
Yeah, but the reason I'm not with those people is because I was trying to be with her. She basically, if she wouldn't have lied to me, I wouldn't have broke off my relationships with these other people.
You were dipping with other folk because you were off. She dipped with other folks. She was off. So now you're on. Why is she held accountable for that behavior?
Because I didn't lie about it. I didn't lie about it.
You did lie.
One thing. I didn't lie about it. Like she likes to say, she don't want to ask questions about stuff she don't want to know. So she didn't ask certain questions. The difference is
we're not together, it's not none of my business.
But
you do.
But I asked every question.
Well, what
I asked all
questions
those
did you
questions.
ask?
I just asked, was she dating anybody? Was she doing all types of things? And she would just tell me, no, all I do is work, all I do is go to church. Everything other than I'm out here doing this, that, and this.
So you think you've gotten misled? You thought she was a good girl, and she's not a good girl.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think. I got misled.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Okay, so if him and I aren't together, am I not allowed to do whatever it is that I want to do?
Right.
I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do if we're not together. But I didn't give him any indications at the time when him and I weren't dating that we were together. I made specific that we were friends. I even have text messages from him telling him, okay, no, he asked, could he come down for my birthday? I told him, he said, if you and your friend are not going to be together, can I come down for your birthday?
Judge, can I?
So he already knew. Okay. He already knew that I was dating
somebody else was in the picture.
Absolutely. He just makes it seem like he was just so in the blind about everything, or like as though he didn't know nothing, and he just tells the story like it's not even true.
See how she explained that, but she don't go into. When me and her had this talk, it was, oh no, I'm not at that point in life where I want to be in a relationship. I'm talking to somebody, but that's all I'm doing. Come to find out, back to the phone thing, her and boy was supposed to be engaged.
Had he not went through my phone, he would not know anything.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Your Honor,
that's what I mean with being misled.
Your Honor, he went through
she
a
misled
phone.
me.
He went through a phone that I hadn't used out for 2 years, and now he just keeps going on and on and on about the past, about the things that was in that phone. And all of that stuff was prior to us deciding that we were going to be in a committed relationship, and prior to us deciding that we were even going to get married.
Right.
And then once we got married, I'm under the assumption that, okay, now that we're married, you know, all that past stuff is out the window. I don't care about your past, so I need you not to care about mine. Yeah. But instead, it always ends up in us in an argument, and then he wants to bring up stuff like, okay, let me tell you, one time, our daughter was about to get christened. He decides, while we're at the store buying the outfit, that he want to ask me how many sexual partners that I have during the periods when we weren't together. And because I chose not to answer that question, he refused to come to our daughter's christening.
Now that's a lie. I don't know where she made that story.
Did you come to the christening
of that story? Let him tell it.
I was at work. I was at work during the baby's christening. We did have the argument, but I was at work.
Why didn't you take off for the baby's christening? That's kind of like a big deal.
In all truth and honesty, I just couldn't get off. I was new at the job at the time.
Okay.
So it's one of those situations where if you don't come, you don't work. So.
Well, I want to know just exactly what kind of questions he keeps asking you and why is it still so important?
I go through his laptop. I find pictures of her. I find pictures of their text messages that he done screenshot. Oh, I love you. I made it home safely. Thank you. I had such a good night.
Wow.
I done found the
While
receipts.
you were married,
I
you
found
did
the
this.
receipts.
What does he keep asking you about?
He keeps asking me about who these guys are, what I did with them, and everything like that. He keeps asking me like just different stuff about these particular people and, oh, well, you could do this for him, why couldn't you do this for me? You could do this with this person, why couldn't you do this for me? He thinks I'm sleeping with everybody.
No, what I think is that you lie. You lie a whole lot.
Oh, just like I
Is
guess
there
I was
anything
lying
that
about the
she's
coworker
done
too,
since
huh?
No. Is there anything that she's done since you've been married that leads you to believe
Since
she's
we've
not
been
being
married,
honest with you?
she calls everybody brother. And all of these male friends she supposedly have, they're all supposed to be her brother. When we have a conversation, it's,
No.
oh no, I grew up in the house with him. No, it's this, that, and this, and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But as soon as I sit back and I go through messages again, dude is up in her inbox trying to
Honor,
see what's up.
no.
So it's like,
No.
okay, all right, if I'm your husband,
No.
and you not doing nothing, you have no reason to lie to me about who this dude is. You have no reason to even want to keep having contact with this guy.
Are you
But
telling them
lie
you're not
because-
in contact with guys and are inboxing and messaging
I am
people?
not inboxing anybody. The message that
I didn't
he
say you
saw,
did, but you letting them inbox you like it's cool.
so I can
That's
control
not
who
cool.
inboxes me. Absolutely not.
Okay, why do you still want to be friends
You
with
should
somebody
see
that's,
some of
that's
the things
inappropriate?
they inbox me.
No, but you don't. But you don't. All right.
And this is the
That's
thing.
totally
He holds me
that's totally
responsible
different.
for
You're not
something
going home
somebody
telling
else says. If
telling
somebody
your
put a
husband,
smiley face on
oh,
my
that's my
picture,
brother.
he jumps all over it.
I got it. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
You're mad about all of these misdirects. I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
But you directly cheated, did you not?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Yeah, I did.
He was in
I
a
did.
dark
This is
place.
why don't you
He
tell
was in a
me?
dark place, Your Honor.
Tell me about
That
her.
one-
Now, what about her? We were laying in
I
the
was-
room watching TV. Oh, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, so I guess this was their usual time of talking, Your Honor. And I was supposed to be at work because I work night shift. Well, this particular night, my job canceled me. Oh, the girl calls. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. He looks at the phone, turns it back over. But as he's looking at it, I noticed that this particular person has a whole contact picture. She posed up real cute. So I said, oh, okay, well, who's that? Can we just finish watching the movie? Can we just finish watching the movie? Can we just finish watching the movie? I said, fine, we can finish watching the movie because it was a good movie, Your Honor. It was a good movie. So we finished watching the movie. I said, okay, fine. After the movie, I said, so you want to tell me who that was? My stomach hurt bad. I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay, you got me.
We get in the, I'm waiting for him to come out the bathroom. It take him about 30, 45 minutes. I guess he was thinking up his story. We get in the room. I said,
Had to
so
go.
you got something you want to tell me? Oh, yeah, you know, she just my friend. We just talked this, that, and the third. Then I goes through his laptop. I finds pictures of her. I finds pictures of their text messages that he done screenshot. Oh, I love you. I made it home safely. Thank you. I had such a good night.
Wow.
I done found the
While you were
receipts.
married,
I
you
found
did
the
this.
receipts from him taking this girl out when he's telling me he can only
Now-
give me $275 a pay towards bills, but he's taking
I
her
don't
out,
make as
Your
much
Honor.
as I don't make as much
He's
as I
taking
used
her
to.
out to midday matinees. They watching movies.
We're gonna stop right here. We're gonna get Mr. Garant's version of that story, and then we're gonna find out
Well-
why he says he needs some sexual attention from other folk.
I was angry from everything that I found.
And in response, you actually have an affair on her.
Yeah, I was angry. She was my confidant. Like I was talking to her, we were getting to know
And
each
then
other,
next thing
and
you know.
And
she
now they
was-
love each
yeah.
other. They sending I love yous back and forth while you married.
You still with her? So do you admit that you did, in fact, have an indiscretion with this woman while you were married to your wife?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And can you tell me why?
I was angry from everything that I found. Like it wasn't right to me what she
happened
did.
before we got married.
Like,
And in response, you actually have an affair on her.
Yeah, I was angry. She was my confidant. Like, I was talking to her. We were getting to know
And
each
then the
other.
next thing you
and,
know.
you know,
And now
she
they
was,
love each
yeah.
other. They sending I love yous back and forth while you married.
You still with her?
No, even when
He
the girl,
ain't with her 'cause
even when
I
the girl
text
called
messaged
me
the
and her
broad to
wasn't.
let her know she
this
need to
was
come and get
months
him
later.
and stuff since they love each
This
other.
was months later. This was months later when the girl called. She not even talking about. She got her own timeline in her head.
Mr. Garant, you tell
Yeah.
her that Ms. Horton isn't creating enough in bed. Is that in part a reason why
Yeah, that's
you
another.
philander?
It all go back to the phone. It was all good. She talked about having threesomes in her phone. They setting up threesomes through Facebook
Oh,
Messenger.
boy, here he
She's
goes.
sitting back talking about sending pictures of her feet to people, this, that, and this.
You
But-
seem obsessed with she's not a good girl, as if once a woman does anything sexual, now you can do it rampantly. You
Nah.
can do it during the marriage, and everybody's got to understand, but even if she had a little wild side while you weren't with her, somehow that's gotten to your head that she's not good enough for me now because she had
No, it's
some
not
wildness
that.
with
Your
another
Honor,
dude.
No,
We
it's not
met.
that.
He knew I was wild. We was at a party.
It's the fact that when she was telling me no to all of these things, I would sit back and I would go to church with her. I was sitting back and I was doing everything I could to treat this woman how she was telling me she was acting. Now, if she was sitting back and she was being honest and truthful about everything, I would have treated her differently. But she led me
You
to
would've
believe
treated me
certain.
differently
She
based
led
on
me.
what?
She led me to believe certain things. So I'm sitting back. I'm up in church praying with her. I'm sitting back.
Did you
She
think
felt like
was
she told me I had a
celibate while you
sexual
weren't-
demon.
Do you think she was celibate while?
That's all you talk about.
During those 9 years when you weren't together?
No, it wasn't about that. It was the volume in which, like, if it was like one person, all right, I was messing with this person, blase blah. It was multiple people. And
So
you sitting
you're
back and
embarrassed,
you complain to me about messing with me, but you sitting back and you carrying on multiple
I see what
relationships.
you're saying. You believe that she was of the community, and every dude you look at, you wonder, has she done it with him? Has she done
It's
it
that
with
type
him?
of situation because of how much lying she doing.
Because that's how you feel.
Yes, I do have to question because she'll lie to me. She'll sit back and she'll have somebody in my face and say, oh no, I've never done this, I've never done that. I don't even know why you would say that. Then I'll see something and it'll be like, oh yeah, back in the day. Oh, that was months ago. Oh, we just talked for a minute. Then
Got
the
it.
more I
I'm with
see,
you.
the more it comes out.
Mr. Garant, I understand both sides
The only
completely.
thing-
I get it. Mrs. Horton, you say you want $500 from Mr. Garant. Why is that?
Yes, Your Honor, because he lets his anger control this marriage. Whenever he's angry, like we got into an issue about him and this girl because he lied again for the third time containing the same issue with this girl that I found out he was having sex with. So he got upset and decided that because the car that he had that was in my name, legally registered to me, I moved it because I told him, I said, if you want to go see her when you get out, because I told him he had
Don't
to
use
leave.
my car.
You can't take my car to go see
Right.
her. You better tell her you need a ride. Well,
Okay,
He
that's
decides-
not exactly how that went down, though.
he decides.
That's not how
I'm
that
gonna
went
get
down,
to
though.
you. I'm
he
gonna get to you.
decides, oh, he's gonna go outside and bust the windows out my car. Because I moved the other car. So he busted the window out my car, he broke my mirrors off, he ripped my door handles off, and he broke the gas tank door off. All because he was pissed off because I moved the other car that was legally registered to me.
Mr. Garant, what do you have to say about that?
She ain't put no money to that car, so it was mine.
It was legally
only,
registered
it was
to me, it
only
doesn't
in her
matter.
name, but as always, she forgets to tell everybody's side, not just her side. But that
Who paid
day
for the car?
I did. It's my car. I just had it in her name because I wasn't legally a resident yet. So we having this argument, this blowout argument. She tells me to leave.
I ain't gonna lie, I did.
So I
was
sit
angry.
back and I
was
go
hurt.
get my stuff. But while I'm going to go get my stuff, so I don't put my hands on women. So when I go get my stuff to leave, I come outside and my car's gone.
It was my car.
I see her. She's walking back up while I got my stuff outside. I'm like, all right, look, I'm not trying to fight no more. I'm not getting locked up here. Can I have my car so I can go? She keeps telling me no, no, no. She keeps
Until
trying to
he
fight.
talked to me,
she
I was
keeps
not
trying
giving
to
him
fight,
that
and
car.
she's chasing me around her car. And then she
are
said
two-
something and
those
tipped
are
me
two
off.
separate
Yeah, she
incidents,
said
Your Honor.
something,
Those
and
are
so
two
that I
separate
wouldn't.
incidents.
And I just snapped out. And instead of
Those
putting my
were-
hands on her, I put my hands on the car.
Those were two separate incidents, Your Honor. The second time I chased him around the car
did you
after I
pay
went
a
to his
deductible
job.
to get it fixed?
Absolutely. I have
Let's
my
see.
receipt right here.
Did she pay to get it fixed?
Yeah, she did. But she ain't never gave me no money back for nothing she ever broke in mine.
What did I break of yours?
How much?
So you,
What
there
about
was
my Jeep?
it was $2,900
about
to
your
get it
Jeep?
fixed,
What
but
about
you
my
had to
Jeep?
What
pay a
about your
$500 deductible. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, good enough. Let me tell you something. I'm so
Yes,
glad
ma'am.
y'all separating. And Miss Horton, I'm gonna tell this to you because you the weak link. He's not gonna get over it. And I think some of it is true that you're not telling him pretty much what was going on. And every time he turns around, it's finding this little bit out and that little bit. And men can't take it. But whether or not it's true, it doesn't matter. It is emblazoned in his mind, it is burned in his soul, and he will forever feel like he can cheat on you because his ego is gonna pop up and he's gonna have to become powerful again, and he's gonna get with another woman, or he's gonna tear up. You can't win this one. Do you know what I'm saying? No matter what did or did not happen, you can't win this one. But let me tell you what you did win, that $500 you paid to fix that car you broke. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, your payment.
You said you gonna get it, but you're not. If she would have been honest and open with me from the beginning, I could have made every decision how I think about it now, and we might still be together. But because she lied, she took that decision away from me, and that wasn't right.
I just really hope that we can move on from here and that he can let the past go and stop thinking that I'm a liar, because I'm not a liar. I didn't lie to him, and I didn't feel like withholding these things from him was a form of lying, as he seems to think that they are.
Today on Divorce Court.
Brittany breaks my things because she's crazy. She needs anger management.
I don't have an anger problem because everyone get mad when you make them mad.
Stop breaking my things. I don't want to have to sue you again.
Religion is a big thing because I don't believe in Jesus and his family is super holy.
They tell Brittany she needs to rethink what she believes in.
I don't know if we'll ever get back together. It depends on if he can be honest and tell the truth and stop cheating.
So I do see myself with Brittany forever if she can just have a good conversation with me instead of arguing, yelling.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Brittany Spencer and Terrence Spencer. Mr. and Mrs. Spencer, you've been together 10 years, married for 2, separated for the past few months, and you do not want to be married anymore, and you also have 2 children together. Mrs. Spencer, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why you're here in divorce court today?
Well, I'm here in divorce court because Terrence can't be truthful. He lies, he cheats.
There she go, man.
So let me tell you how the first time I caught him cheating.
Okay.
I was on my way to work, and I just happened to go through his phone, and it was a text message. So I woke him up and asked him about it, and of course he lied. So I took the number out of his phone, and I went to work and called
First
the
of all, I
girl,
was
the young
half
lady.
asleep.
So, you know, she was honest. She said that nothing happened. They just talked on the phone. So that was just the first time. The second time I went through his phone again, he was sleeping, and he had it saved as a guy's name. And, you know, the text message said, you know,
I'm going to get to you, Mr. Spencer.
so the name said a guy's name, and the message said, you know, when you coming over? Now, I know he ain't gay, so, you know, I asked him, who is this? This time he was honest. I can admit he was honest, and he told me they had relations, so I didn't call the girl this time.
Mr. Spencer, those are a lot of allegations. Do you care to respond?
Okay, listen, I'm a man. I own up to what I did. I did what I did, but that don't give her the right to cheat back. We don't play like that. We don't play like that.
So you admit that those times that she caught you, you had in fact been doing inappropriate
I did.
things.
I admit to. I did.
Okay,
yes.
you do. But you say she revenge cheated.
Yeah, like.
Tell me about how you found out about that.
She came out and told me the first time about, you know, she went on a few dates with a couple guys because I did what I did. which is not fair. That's not how we play, man. I don't.
Did you revenge cheat, Mrs. Spencer?
Maybe.
Man,
So that's a yes. So that's a yes. You did go do that.
Yes, I'm not a cheater. I don't just go and just do it. I was just mad because he did it.
Well, you're a cheater just for different reasons.
Yeah.
But she's still a cheater, though, ain't you? Still a cheater.
Did you feel that once you revenge cheated, you would be evened up and then you could continue on, blissfully in your union?
No,
is that what was that your thought?
No, that wasn't my thought. I just did it out of anger.
You were just mad.
Yeah, I was just mad.
And trying to make yourself happy.
Yeah.
But see, now that made me mad. Now I'm around the crib snapping, cursing her out. That didn't make nothing better.
Now, you started it. So just to say it's over and I'm done is not it. You have to make up for what you've done. Revenge cheating is a 6-year-old's response to pain as opposed to a grown person response to pain. But a response to your cheating has to be on your part, grand gestures of remorse and things done. You can't just tell her get over it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I get that, I do.
You know what I'm saying? You have to deal with the pain and all that. You say, however, that the major problem in this relationship is her anger.
Yeah.
Please tell me why you say that.
Oh man, let me tell you. One time, I'm getting ready to go out. I'm in the room getting dressed. She talking about, you ain't going nowhere. I'm like, yo, go ahead, man, I'm out. She talking about, you think I'm playing? You not leaving. I say, yo, I'm not about to argue with you tonight over this. I'm out. She leave out the room. 2 minutes later, I hear a crash. Windows, bro. I look outside like, yo, that's my car. Windows getting busted out by her with a brick. I'm like, yo, she out there throwing bricks through all my windows. I said, look, it's cool. I'm gonna just throw a trash bag over the windows and I'm gonna still go out tonight.
Did you?
No.
I couldn't because Crazy over here sitting in the back seat like, you still not leaving. I said, oh my God. I said, come on, man.
Mrs. Spencer, did you bust out all the windows and sit in the back seat and refuse to leave?
If that's not crazy,
Yes,
I don't know what it is.
Yes.
Where did you learn to respond like that?
I'd be mad. I don't know. When I get angry, I just react. I don't know. And we was having a discussion. We wasn't done talking, and he just walks away. I'm getting dressed. I'm going out. That's not how you settle things. So I know that's not how you settle things neither, but yeah, I did.
That's not all.
He's a liar.
That's
Go
not
ahead,
all.
keep telling me.
We had a little discussion in the crib earlier this day. She leaves out because she was mad. I said, all right, I'm gonna chill in the house, play 2K, play my man online, bet some money. $40 on the line, it's fourth quarter. She come back in the house, pull the cord out the wall. You still owe me $40 for that,
I don't
too.
owe you nothing.
Pull the
I don't
cord
owe
out the wall
anything.
in the middle of 2K.
Into
Yeah, that's serious. That's serious to me.
Mrs. Spencer, did you do that?
That's not even the story. We had
Well,
a
tell the story.
disagreement the day before, and I left to go to work the next morning. And when I came back, I texted him on my way home, I don't want no company, don't have nobody over. And when I get home, he got his friends, a bunch of friends there, playing a game. And I asked them nicely, this is my home. I said, can y'all please leave?
You could at least wait until my man left.
They looking at me like I'm a stranger at my own home. So I unplugged the game.
Did you have a lot of folk over
It
there?
depends on what you call a lot.
Four.
Well, give me a number.
It was 4 of us.
4 of you playing a game.
4
Yeah,
plus 1.
yes. It was all right, 5 of us. I think it was 5.
Okay,
it might have been
5 of
5.
you playing the game.
Yes.
It might have been 5. But we was betting money. We was chilling.
Do you understand why she was annoyed? Let's not talk about her response. Let's ask, why was she annoyed?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're insane.
I was trying to win some money. I was trying to win some money during 2K.
You know what your
and she
problem
come
is,
back.
Mr. Spencer?
What? What's my problem?
You go ahead and behave badly. You don't respond to it, and then you just sit back and let her get angry. You don't change your behavior. You're not adult about it. You just behave like you're 12 and then wonder why she's mad.
Oh, thank you so much for telling them.
She wants a grown man. She wants a husband who knows when to come home. She wants a man who's not home with his boys all the time playing the game. She wants a grown man, and she's frustrated. So instead of knowing that you're not going to respond in a manner that is rational, she loses her mind. Losing your mind is not the way to go.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm just telling you what happens.
So you just take her
I'm all
outside?
done. I'm all done. Now I want you to tell me why your family does not like her.
My family is a very Christian family, and she's not as Christian as they are.
So about a year ago, I stopped believing in Jesus. And his family member called another family member that actually really believed in Jesus, like, you know, called me and she gonna say, well, can I pray for you? I told her no. She didn't want to listen to no.
Mr. Spencer, am I accurate in saying that your family does not like her?
Yes.
Can you tell me some stories that would demonstrate your family's feeling towards Mrs. Spencer?
My family is a very Christian family, and she's not as Christian as they are. She's, you know, it's...
So she's like Christian light.
It started way before that.
Well, tell me what they've done or said that has caused trouble.
Brittany tell how she feels about religion. You know, she's not like they are as far as Jesus Christ, Christianity, and everything. So my family will still try to preach that to my children, to our children. Which she finds disrespectful, which I understand.
Right.
But I still think my kids should be able to see my family, should still be able to come visit from time to time.
Not if they don't respect my wishes.
Right. Okay. Have you talked to your family about how you want to raise your children?
Yes, I have.
And do they respect that?
They say they do, but then they act differently.
Right.
They say, okay, Terrence, we understand, but then still trying to read Bible scriptures to my son all day.
Mrs. Spencer, what has his family done with respect to you that has made you so angry?
So about a year ago, I stopped believing in Jesus for my beliefs, you know, and his family member called another family member that actually really believed in Jesus, like, you know, called me and she gonna say, well, can I pray for you? I told her no. She didn't want to listen to no. She started speaking in tongues and telling me I'm the devil. I'm no devil worshiper, okay? I just don't believe in Jesus for my own beliefs. But that don't mean I'm a devil worshiper, do it, Mr. Terrence?
No, that don't mean that at all.
I don't care about what they think about me. I care less. But, you know, if my children over there, like I let my child spend the night a couple weeks ago, and he come home telling me, you know, oh, I said grace. I said prayer at bedtime. That's a problem. When we talked about this, and you say you respect my wishes, but you don't. So now that's why I don't want my kids around his family.
Well, now, let me say this. So you're mad because they made your child say grace?
Yes.
Did they actually make him say grace, or just everybody was saying grace
That's
and he
my
had to
thing.
be quiet during
He just happened to be there. When you in Rome, you do as, right?
Right.
And he's a kid. He
doing what your family tells him to do.
I don't think they made him do it.
Yes.
He followed the role everybody else was playing. That's
I think it's kind of when you go over somebody and everybody's in the habit of saying grace, you say grace. You don't party while it's, you know, you just
chill.
Yes, that'd be fine
Respect
if they
the
just
moment.
chilling. If he my son just sitting there, but no, they got him actually saying and repeating what they say. That's a problem.
Oh, I see.
And then you know,
wait,
it was Christmas.
We wasn't even there for that.
mad. They gets mad at Christmas time, or
because
I don't want my child celebrating Christmas. You could buy him gifts, that's fine, but I'm not gonna say Santa Claus bought it. I'm not taking no jolly man, let no jolly man take responsibility for what I paid for. That's a problem.
I've never heard anyone put it that way. That was very good. In the beginning, I heard cheating, which is a drop-kickable moment. But it seems that you guys have worked through that. And now we're at saying grace, jolly fat men.
Oh, yeah.
And cleaning bathrooms. Are we still at divorceable? I understand that you believe Mr. Spencer is not quite tidy enough. Tell me about his cleanliness habits and why they're such a problem.
Wait.
Okay, no, she asked me. Just hush. So, I was raised with a family that, you know, everything had to be clean, disinfected, bathroom clean 3 times a week, you know, and he not so cleansed. I'm not saying you're dirty, but not so cleansed. He works long hours. He's a truck driver. So when he comes home, I tell him, okay, the bathroom needs to be clean. That's all he has to clean is the bathroom. I let him sleep and thinking that when he wakes up, the bathroom...
Stop.
Thinking when he gets up, the bathroom will be cleaned. But no, he went to go on for days and days until I just be like, okay, whatever, I cleans it. And then he want to come in, you know, like lazy men do, oh, I was getting ready to do it. Well, when? I asked you 4 days ago to clean the bathroom.
Mr. Spencer, what's your point of view
Listen,
on that?
I work overnight. Like, I go to work around 5 at night, come home around 5, sometimes 6, 7 in the morning. She off, she tell me, you want to clean the bathroom? I just walked in the door. I don't want to hear nothing about that.
I give you time.
Can I get some breakfast first, some turkey bacon or something? Like, you know what I mean? Before she start going on about cleaning something. So I'm like, yo, let me just chill first. I got you when I get up. So I gets up or whatever. I'm ready to clean something. I go in the kitchen, see his dishes dirty. Throw them in the dishwasher. What are you that's not washing dishes. What you
I got
mean
good
that's
pots,
not washing
okay? I
dishes?
spend money on my pots. They don't go on dishwasher.
Why
You gotta
not?
wash them out by hand.
I'm not. You got 2 hands. If you want
Well,
to
then don't touch my dishes.
If I'm washing the dishes, I'm gonna use the
I told you to clean the
dishwasher.
bathroom. What you doing in the kitchen?
Hey, let me ask you two something.
I passed the kitchen on the way to the bathroom.
Hey. I hear, in the beginning, I heard cheating, which is a drop-kickable moment. But it seems that you guys have worked through that. And now we're at saying grace, jolly fat men.
Oh, yeah.
And cleaning bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still at divorceable? Or have we passed the major issues and are stuck on angry and are just transferring it to smaller things?
My main thing with her is my Windows and my Xbox
Oh,
and my
my
2K. Don't break I don't be around the crib pouring out her coconut oil or cutting up her lipstick. Why are you throwing my Xbox out the window?
So your problem is the anger. If she could,
I just
Mr.
look at it as I
Spencer,
took it back.
Mrs. Spencer, if you could get her anger under the control, you're cool with staying in the relationship. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
Mrs. Spencer, is there something that he's done that is now unforgivable, or is there something that can be saved?
If he stopped lying and stopped making me angry.
When's the last time he lied to you about some woman?
Oh, that was years ago, so.
Years
But he just lied about
ago.
little things, you know, about leaving the house. Let me tell you, he told me, he came in the house at 2 o'clock in the morning one time. And I asked him, well, what you doing here? So, you know, this single man hours. What you doing out this time of night? He gonna tell me, oh, we was playing 2K, I fell asleep. No, I don't believe that.
I understand what's happening here. Listen, you have asked me, Mr. Spencer, to award you $876.99, one for a broken gaming system and some for tinted windows on your Grand Marquis. I'm sorry.
hand the
and we're
bill
gonna
of
just stay right
Okay.
way over there. And then we'll talk about it. So, Mr. Spencer, if this union ends, you want your money for those broken items. You want money for the broken gaming system and the broken windows, correct?
Yes, man.
That's pretty simple. You did it.
I paid for it.
Yeah, but you gave it to him, right?
It was a little gift that I
A
took
gift
back.
is a gift is a gift is a gift. If it's a gift, it's gone and it doesn't belong to you anymore. Once it doesn't belong to you anymore, you can't break it. So if in fact you two decide not to be together, there will be a judgment in his favor in $876.99. Now what I'm telling you is I hope that no money changes hands. You got little people in the house. Little people. And the cheating was long ago. So you can't continue to get angry about that. And you can't put the anger of the cheat on top of the not being neat or on top of the gaming system. All it's different. But your anger seems to have built up over the years, so he gets the whole scope of your anger every time he does anything. So you don't want to live like that. You don't want your kids to live like that. Your anger should be appropriate to the circumstance. Having said that, you out there running around like you 12. It is difficult being a grown woman with grown woman responsibilities, and your man is sitting around gaming and going out and hanging out like he has no responsibilities whatsoever. It's irritating as all get out that you haven't stood up and taken responsibility for your household. It seems that you have allowed your wife to manage everything, be in charge of everything. You play as you will and then wonder what she's upset about. We don't get married to take care of you. We want to have children with you. We don't want you to revert to your own personal childhood. You want her to stop being angry? You behave like a grown man. You know, don't come home, you got all your boys in the house playing that game. She's tired. Good night, nurse. Get our 4-year-old and 1-year-old a chance. You know what I mean? Man up. Either one of them a girl?
My daughter, she won.
Be the man you would want her to marry one day.
Right.
You want to load up some dude on her back and make her carry it for the rest of her life? Keep it up.
She ain't getting married.
Keep it up.
So you right,
I'm telling you, keep it up. And that's exactly what she'll do. So, I'm going to award him $876.99, which he is not going to take from you. But what he is going to do is he's going to behave like the grown man that he is. Ain't that right?
That's right.
And you're going to step off all that anger. Because it's hard to be in a house with a woman who's perpetually upset. You know what I'm saying? Paying that stupid tax. That stupid tax, every time you break something, you got to replace it. It's the stupid tax. Yeah. You can't afford it. This matter is adjourned.
I came here for a divorce, but if Terrence can stop lying and come home in a reasonable hour, we can work it out.
The judge suggested I act like a man, take charge of my household, and that's exactly what I plan to do.
Today on Divorce Court.
Anthony shows me a lack of affection in public. I hope it's not because he's embarrassed. I'm definitely more comfortable in my skin than Anthony. I want Anthony to know that I'm very serious because at the end of the day, I'm your ride or die. He needs to wake it up or else I'm out.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Brooks Kelly and Anthony Plumey. The two of you have been together for 6 years. Things are not going well at this juncture, so you've come to see me to help you out. So, Mr. Kelly, I'm going to start with you. Tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you're here today.
I'm here to get some help with Anthony. We met on Facebook 6 years ago. We were intimate pretty fast. I felt that, you know,
when you say pretty fast, what do you mean? Because this is divorce court. You know, 5 minutes in.
I think it was like around 11 minutes. But
what was your sense about Anthony when you first met him? What was he like?
Seriously shy, not as talkative, nervous.
Did you like that about him?
Yes, because it's an opposite of me. You know, I'm outgoing. I'm loud. I'm obnoxious. You know, so he definitely is that.
The yin to your yang.
He definitely is.
Mr. Plumey, what did you first think when you first met Mr. Kelly?
I thought he was sexy. He had a nice personality.
And
he's great.
Did he scare you a little bit? Because right now he's not. He's pretty calm and quiet. But from what I read here, I mean, he can come into the room like an explosion. Was he loud and like woo? Or did you like that about him?
I like about him. He's loud. He's talkative. He's not shy. He's a great guy.
And he's a great guy. So what seems to be the problem, Mr. Kelly?
The problem is that we don't have a good communication barrier.
Okay.
Our communication is off. Like in front of people, we're amazing, you know. But when
in front of people, you're amazing. What do you mean?
Amazing
you look
meaning
good
like
as a couple?
Yes, like they take us very serious, our friends and family. They definitely look at us towards what they want in their relationships.
Right.
But when we're at home and we're dealing with just me and him, you know, there's a lot of things that he's not giving me that I feel empty in.
Name something he's not giving you.
His attention.
That you want. Attention. Is he not touchy-feely? He won't hold your hand? Is it he won't have affection in public? No PDA, and you like PDA?
I love PDA. I'm all about it. When we're in public, I feel like sometimes he's not as affectionate with me. You know, he's not on the side of me. When we walk in a room, we're a couple. I wanna come come like Beyonce, you know, the kind. Like, I want to have that man in my life, and when we walk in a room, people know that we're a couple.
Boom, here we
Always,
are.
everywhere.
Well, where is he when you walk in a room?
Good question.
Well, you said in here that like he's like walks 6 feet behind you. Is that right?
Yeah.
Not really?
No, it's right.
Is that true?
No, I'm not comfortable. He's comfortable being gay. I'm not. Because when I first found out I was gay, I only told my mom. Mm-hmm. My mom was okay with it. When my dad found out I was gay, he was upset. He was mad at me. Mm-hmm. We don't talk that much because of it.
Right.
Because I'm gay.
Right. So you understand that he's uncomfortable with being gay and that he's like not, you comfortable with it, out and proud and loud and it's all good and everything, and him not so much, so he has to be brought along a little bit.
I hear you, but that's just an excuse. We've been together for 6 years.
Like, get over it already.
Exactly. I haven't met his dad, you know, so that person hasn't affected me in our life, other than all the family and friends that we have now. And they all love him. Like, in my family, I made sure that when I took him serious, they all knew how serious he was. He's my ride or die, everything, forever. And, you know, I want to marry him someday. But it's just like sometimes I do get hurt, you know, when, you know, because at the beginning I was on drugs. I was homeless. My mom had just passed away, so I was going through a lot of stuff. And when he came into my life, he definitely was that yin to my yang, you know. He pulled me out of drugs. I no longer do drugs. I've been 5.5 years clean. Like, you know what and that all has to do with him, you know. My own willpower, but if I didn't have somebody solid like him in my life.
That support that you needed to make that move.
Yes. And, you know, we have a good life now. I just feel sometimes that he's not being serious with us.
Why do you think he's not being serious?
I'm all in. I'm ready. You know,
Tell me about the last huge argument you had.
We were out with our family and cousins and all dressed up beautifully and ready to do this. One of my cousins, who I'm not gonna say her name, but he treated her as if like he was his girlfriend, as if he was straight, as if he was ready to have kids, and all. Holding her purse, pushing out chairs. Like, he don't push out chairs for me. So, I mean, yes, I shouldn't be like that. I know I have him at the end of the day, but to see that being done for somebody else, it bothers, it hurts my heart. Like, it breaks my heart.
Were you all boyfriendy with a relative of his and kind of over the top with it?
He just exaggerated. Like,
you were just being a gentleman.
Yeah, just being a gentleman.
You weren't really worried, were you, Mr. Kelly?
I wasn't worried that he was gonna leave me. I'm very confident that he loves me. It's just I was bothered and hurt that the fact that he was treating somebody else exactly what I want to be treated. You know, even if we've been together for 6 years, I'm your princess from beginning to end. Boom.
Right.
You know the kind, yeah.
There you go, right. Yeah, I think I see what the issue is there, I really do. And I'm going to talk about that momentarily, but before we do, I want to talk about the nomophobia in your relationship.
Fully focused and immersed in his phone, something we said we wasn't gonna do, and he didn't even hear me. Like, he wasn't even listening. That hurt my feelings so much.
So did Mr. Kelly go through a lot of work and trouble making a special day, and you had your nose in the phone?
Yes, I love my phone, that's why.
Mr. Kelly, you say Mr. Plumey is nomophobic. Now, Joe, do you know what nomophobia is?
Do I want to know?
It's not as bad as some things you might be thinking of. Okay. Nomophobia is, and this is a real syndrome, the fear of not being near your mobile phone. I had to look it up myself.
Same here.
65% of people sleep with or near their phone, and some of y'all might be doing it. And 34% of people have, check this out, answered their phone during sex. Mr. Kelly, you say Mr. Plumey is a nomophobic. Tell me why you believe that.
Every day, every other day, every single moment, he's on his phone. When he doesn't have his phone, you should see him bust out in cold sweats and get nervous and be like, where's my charger? Every day is an issue with his phone. He has to have his phone.
Mr. Plumey, are you all wrapped up in the hardware?
No, I might be addicted to my phone. I'm just on social media, but I'm not like him saving naked pictures, going on sites, chat rooms, talking to straight guys, married guys.
And I got that, and I'm gonna talk to him about that in a minute. But are you are you addicted to your phone? Does it bother you when you don't have it? I think I have the definition of nomophobia up here. The symptom, panic attacks, dizziness, shortness of breath, nausea, sweating, elevated heart rate, trembling and chest pain if you're not near your phone. Anything like that happening to you?
All of the above, Judge.
Nah, I know of.
Signs of nomophobia: compulsively checking the phone, hearing phantom sounds, sleeping with the phone, checking your phone the moment you wake up. Can't go anywhere without your phone. Does any of that sound familiar to you?
Yes, I may be doing that.
Yeah. When you see it written down, it's like, so like if I were to take your phone from you for a whole day, what do you think would happen?
Probably be distraught. I don't know what I would do.
You don't know what you would do. We know what would you do. Your concerns, however, is how he uses his phone. Are you talking to other guys?
No,
Are you going on porn sites? Are you looking at other dudes? Are you doing things that would make Mr. Plumey insecure?
I'm just really looking. I'm not talking to any guys. I'm just browsing pictures.
Just browsing.
You know, just browsing. But I am not talking to any other guy.
Give me an example of a time where Mr. Plumey's attachment to his phone was just ludicrous or caused a problem in your relationship.
Okay, one day we were going around the island, and it was just me and him. We had the cooler filled, we had goodies, we had lunch, we was ready to do this. I was enjoying the moment with him. We already said before we leave, no phones. Like, put them in my bag.
We're not gonna do that, right.
Yes. So while I'm driving and I'm talking, I'm looking at charcoal, we're passing Waimea, talking, thinking that he's in the moment with me. I turn around, what are you doing? Fully focused and immersed in his phone, something we said we wasn't gonna do, and he didn't even hear me, like he wasn't even listening. That hurt my feelings so much.
So did Mr.
mad.
Kelly go through a lot of work and trouble making a special day, and you had your nose in the phone?
Yes, I love my phone, that's why.
You see how he talks about his phone? But yet, can you say that you love me just sporadically like that?
But
well, you broke out in a way bigger grin when you talked about the phone than you did when you talked about Mr. Kelly.
There's something wrong there.
He think I love my phone more than him, but I don't do that.
Yeah, well, I saw that grin when you talked about your phone. Now I want to talk about another issue altogether. You say you feel invisible when the two of you are out together, and I want to figure out what that means. I understand that he exchanged numbers with an ex in front of you. Tell me how that went.
We met one of his exes. The exes, he took a picture of the ex, and after that, he gave the number to him and said why he had that number. He said for future reference.
You say you feel invisible when you guys go out together, especially when you're going partying. You told a story about him putting dollars in guys' G-strings and whatnot. Why don't you tell me what happened that evening?
We was at the club with friends.
Right.
And I was up. He was downstairs, and I saw him giving money to a G-string, to a go-go boy.
To a Coco boy?
Go-go boy, like a stripper.
Oh, a go-go boy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Coco, something else I didn't know. A go-go boy. Mr. Kelly, what do you have to say about that? That bothered Mr. Plumey.
One, yes, a go-go boy. He has to pay rent, and that's his job. So I was supporting his bills. But what is more worse, that night was a fabulous night, where he was all night with me, never on my side. He tells me invisible because, yes, my personality, all my friends and my family, this and that, but I make sure that he my king, and they know that. So if he wants to, enjoy all this, the kind, when you're in my presence, it's your presence too. Mm-hmm. The kind, I always think of him. And that night was so amazing, where he was in the corner. Every time I told you, come baby, come dance with me, let's get, lit, let's get twerking. No, none of that. None of that for me, though.
Yeah.
None of that. He stayed over there just by himself while I'm over here dancing. So I told myself, because the go-go boy was looking at me, he was serving me. He was like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna give him some money. Like, you know, I'm gonna pay his bills. You know, the kind of, he, you know, like, show me affection. I never go over there and started making out when we already had sex or anything. You know, I just went down there, danced with him. He was making that money.
Right. Is that what happened, Mr. Plumey?
No, it didn't.
No. What happened?
This guy.
We went outside and I started yelling at him.
He did. In front, like, and we're at Scarlet. It is like one of the top busiest gay clubs in Hawaii. And
he was fronting on you in front of the best
in front of my
gay
family, in front of my
club out
cousins.
there.
Yes. Inside I was hurt and upset because he realized that I would have never done that if he was with me, dancing with me, and I wouldn't have been looking at him instead of you in the dark corner over there. You know, why are you all the way over there?
Mm-hmm.
Come in the light.
Come in the
That's
light
all,
with you.
like,
I got
yeah.
you. I understand that he exchanged numbers with an ex in front of you. Tell me how that went.
One day we were at the mall. We met one of his exes. The exes, he took a picture of the ex, and after that, he gave the number to him and said why he had that number. He said for future reference. Like, if future reference means that he going to leave me for this guy?
Baby.
Like, what's up with this?
Mr. Kelly, what's up with that?
I didn't do it undercover. He was there with me, you know? So it's like, it was mutual. Like, I saw him, I was like, hey, we're still friends, cordial friends. My heart is to you. You already know when we have that kind of stuff, you know, the kind, like, I ride it that way, we're always together. Like, I would never do that. I did that in front of him, like, and for reference, yeah, he has a great job and he knows me in my working environment. So yeah, I would like to have some good people saying good things about me to get jobs that'll further my career, you know, whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But he always sees it because of my past, yes. You know, I've been with a lot of men and women, okay? And, he always gives me strife for that. You know, he always brings it up. It's like, he always thinks about it because he always thinks I'm gonna do that. Yet, every day I prove him through my family and friends and everything that he's the one.
I got you. I think I know what's going on here, and I'll give you my best advice. Y'all tickle me. Mr. Kelly, I thought it was all gonna be you. I thought you were gonna amuse me. I thought you were gonna be funny. But Mr. Plumey got a few in there. Undercover, you know what I mean? He came alive there for a moment. I know why you love each other. You provide him with that need he has to break out of himself, to break out of his shell. It's easy to put you forward. Why he comes in behind you is because he can't get in the room at all, and he needs you to go first. It's not that he's denying you. It's like you're clearing the way so he can get in there for you. That's part of the reason that he loves you. He loves you because you're so comfortable with who you are and what you are, and the fact that you've decided to love him, he finds that very freeing and enabling. So don't feel like he's ashamed of you. His volume is a little lower than yours. That's all. And Mr. Plumey, he loves you because you're who you are, but don't let him step too far out in front of you, so you lose him. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to get outside your comfort zone. If you're going to get uncomfortable for somebody, you get uncomfortable for the man that you love. So if he's out there, you know, running every once in a while, just screw up your courage and get out there with him and enjoy that larger and more dynamic life that he brings to you. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants you out there having fun with him. And you're going to find, after a time, you're going to start to enjoy it. Because you're a great couple. The yin and the yang, you're loud and proud, and you're quiet and soft, but a wonderful combination. So I wish you both the best. That hair is just beautiful. What?
I also beg him for sex.
Well, hold up.
She was just giving us...
We should have talked about that a little while ago. Don't make him beg. It's not cool. This matter is adjourned.
I learned a lot today by the judge. You feel invisible. I didn't know that. You know, I'll definitely not make you feel like that anymore. You know, I'll be more open to that.
I'll care about my phone. I will not go on my phone that much. I will try.
Sounds
but
good.
it will take time.
You better promise.
I will.